What's up, guys? Tim Ruswick here. Today we're talking about the subject of people not liking your game. So I got a question here that I'm going to read out. It's from James. James asks, I've been working on a project for a few weeks now and I want to get feedback, but I'm scared that people won't like it. It seems so easy for others to share their work, but it's really hard for me. Do you have any suggestions? James, I got a secret for you. It's the best kept secret in every artistic industry out there. There's no easy way, man. Everybody's scared to show their work. Everybody thinks that people are going to hate it. Everybody second guesses themselves. Everybody goes through the same thing that you're going through. I do. I've made 111 YouTube videos in 111 days on game development. I've showed my games how many times? Like three times maybe. Yeah, dude, I go through this all the time. I'm scared people are gonna hate my games too. It's a deep internal thing. Any kind of art that you create, there's always gonna be this fear that people are gonna reject it. And here's the thing: some people are gonna reject it. Some people are gonna talk shit about it. Some people are gonna say you could have done better. Some people are just gonna straight up say it's garbage, right? They're just gonna completely dismiss everything you do, all your hard work, and they're just gonna shit on it. I have people in my life that all show my stuff super excited, and they just say it sucks. And I try to keep those people to a minimum, obviously, because you want constructive criticism. But it happens, and I think asking how you can avoid the rejection is the wrong question, because the rejection is going to happen anyway. It always happens, and especially in art. Man, if you think about books, there's no single book that everyone likes. Same thing with movies. There's no single movie that everyone likes. Same thing with games. There's no single game that everyone likes. Different people like different kinds of games. So someone somewhere is always going to hate your game. They're always going to think it's stupid. They're always not going to understand it. And if you're not prepared for that and you're sensitive about it, it's going to be hard for you, man. So my advice for this actually is to and this is going to sound crazy, but the thing that helped me get over rejection was actually doing direct marketing, doing sales, where I actually had to sell a person on something. And when you're doing, like I did a series of cold call. Well, they weren't cold calls. We would send out letters and then we would call them and follow up on the letters. And basically, the letters would be an offer to do some kind of marketing for their website or something for free, and then they would go on a monthly plan. And I remember calling. So many people didn't know who I was. So many people just immediately hung up right when I would call them. I had one guy I'll never forget. I called, it was like one of these edgy type of bars in Hollywood, I think. I don't remember the name of it, but we sent him a thing that basically they had bad reviews on Yelp, and we could help clean up. We did some reputation management at the time for him, and we could help clean up his reviews by changing their process a little bit, by finding their best customers and having their best customers go and leave good reviews, finding out what the people that were leaving negative reviews were saying and fix that issue. We did a lot of reputation management stuff like that, and called this guy. I asked to speak to the manager because one of the employees answered. I spoke to the manager. I told him who I was, and I asked him if he received the letter that we sent him. And he said, he was like, first of all, it took so much effort for me to actually make this call. Like, I was so scared of rejection. I was so like, and I needed the money at the time because the company wasn't all that big. Like, we needed the extra money to grow. And I asked him if he got the letter, and he said probably, but we probably threw it away. That's what he answered to me. And I was just like, I was sitting there like, okay, this is not gonna go good. because I could tell this guy didn't like me. This guy was looking at me like a telemarketer, and in a sense, I kind of was, right? Like I was trying to call him to solicit something, and it just kept going downhill from there. He kept, and finally, I was like, "All right, man, you have a good day," and I just hung up. And that was a turning point for me because I kind of realized like that doesn't matter. That whole thing that like I was getting anxiety about, and I felt like this rejection, and I felt like this horrible feeling inside of my gut, it didn't matter. It's completely insignificant. It doesn't affect my life whatsoever. Like, some people are just not going to like you. They're not going to like your product. They're not going to like your whatever. And of course, I still struggled with it after that. I still struggle with it. But ever since that moment, I knew that for me, rejection was going to be part of the process. It was going to be part of the thing that I had to do. It was going to be part of the journey. And I think for most creative people it is. And you really got to think about like what you're scared of. I want you to contemplate what you're actually scared of. Of course, this is a lot harder when you pour your heart and soul into art, right? It's a lot different than just selling a service. Still scary selling a service, but not the same thing as pouring your heart and soul into something, crafting it with your human mind, and then showing it to another person, and giving them the opportunity to just destroy it. Of course, that's scary. It's always going to be scary. Um, I'm at the phases right very soon with the next month or two where I have to start ramping up the marketing. I have to start showing my game. I have to start pushing stuff out there. And yeah, I'm apprehensive about it. Of course, I don't. It's never easy, and this is coming from some dude that used to do this for a living. So just think about it, man. Just think about why you're scared, and then try and face those fears. Try and prove to yourself that this has to be done, that you finishing this thing and you putting this out there is more important than negative opinions. And for me it is. For me, like, I feel indebted to the world, if this makes any sense. I feel like I owe the world to contribute more than I take from the world. And that's part of my YouTube channel, it's part of my games, it's part of the stuff that I do, because I feel that the stuff inside my head needs to exist out there. I need to contribute to the world. And when I think about that, that always kind of helps calm me a little bit, because I'm thinking, okay, this mission, this goal, this journey is more important than those opinions. This is more important to me. This is going to make a significant change in my life when I finish things, when I put things out there, when I continually publish. It's not going to, if I let someone else deter me, none of those things are going to come into existence. And I'm going to live life based on someone else's terms. And I can't let that happen. So yeah, rejection sucks, man. It's always going to suck. It's going to be there forever. It's a fight. But you got to power through it. And I know what it's like to be scared. It's some people have confidence, which is the lack of fear. But courage is showing confidence when you have fear. And for a lot of us artists, we have to learn to have courage. We have to learn to be courageous in those scary moments where we're showing people our stuff, because we need people. We need opinions. We need feedback. We need to improve our skills in our art, and the world needs us. Don't let someone else get in between you and them. Don't let someone else stop you from your journey. Don't let someone else stop you from contributing to the world. So I hope that helped out. If you guys have any opinions on this, please leave them below. I love to start a discussion as always. Have you ever been scared to share? Share your story below. Help James out, because he's obviously scared, and I know we've all been there. So tell your story down below. But until tomorrow, once again, I'm Tim Ruswick. I'll see you then.